electric vehicles, connected technologies, autonomous driving. The world of automotive industry is undergoing a massive transformation. Electronic systems that comprised nearly 5% of the car making cost back in the 70s is expected to go up to nearly 50% by 2030. And helping car makers drive through this change are GCCs like Renault Nissan Technology and Business Center India. Today we have with us Debashis Neogi, Managing Director, Renault Nissan Tech, to take us through how they are shaping the future of mobility. Hello Debashis, welcome to It Inside.
Hello Anika, nice meeting you.
Thank you. Debashis, the work that you do at Renault Nissan Tech here, 70 to 80% of it is for international market. How are you utilizing local talent and digital tools to deliver the goods?
Very relevant question. So 70 to 80% of our work is international, as you rightly said. Behind this 70 to 80%, we have three major domains. One is engineering domain, second is ISIT, and the third is global business services. For engineering, we are doing activities related to global projects, which are the cars which will be launched either in North America, Europe, or Japan, where our teams are supporting the global teams for the development of the cars, mainly in the digital phase. Because after that, once the digital phase is completed, it goes for the industrialization in the respective global plants. And our engineers are working hand in hand with these global teams, working on latest technologies like electrification, autonomous driving, services on the car, electrification. And that's how the skills sets of our local engineers play a very vital role. As you know, India is the third largest automotive market in the world. We have abundance of talent in India, experienced engineers. We have close to 5.1 million ISIT strong professionals. And with more and more software going into the car and more digitalization in the process of developing a car, India has key assets in terms of talent, both on the technology side as well as on the software and the digitalization side, to help us meet the expectations of our international activities. Coming to ISIT, we are working on enterprise solutions, whether it is sales and marketing or supply chain, purchasing, finance, to work and prepare solutions for the business. And as you know, with more and more AI coming into picture, is a big scope to increase the productivity through the use of AI. And that's where India has strategic assets in AI, because as per the latest Stanford survey, India has close to 420,000 AI engineers currently available in India. And also we are the top 5 talent market in terms of growth of AI, which is growing at a rate of 15x to 14x for the last 7 years. So our corporate Renault Nissan are looking towards our ISIT division for the digital transformation of our businesses. And the third arm is global business services. As you know, India is the BPO capital of the world. And we are playing our part by doing accounting services for Renault worldwide, sitting in India. But thanks to our collaboration in the campus with ISIT engineers, we are able to put a lot of digitalization to give double-digit productivity. So we are really putting our benchmark productivity to reap the benefits in global business services also. And for Nissan, we are doing HR activities right from hire to retire. So this is our complete kaleidoscope of the activities we do for our international activities.
Debashis, talking about the changing nature of GCCs, auto GCCs, they are no longer cost arbitrage centers. They have moved to being centers of innovation. In your journey throughout, how have you seen and what have been your key learnings during this course of evolution?
You are absolutely right, Anika, that the first step of any GCC center in India is to reap the competitive advantage of India, right? And with the skill and the scale available in India, that's the first natural choice with which a company enters in India for establishing a center. So in 2008, we started our operations. Truly, we were given tasks to do, and we were able to fulfill those tasks with the right processes, with the right quality. this built the trust with our corporate Renault Nissan that we were able to grow year on year double digit. Then came the growth of Indian automotive market, and then the first car which we developed in India was the Duster. And Renault Duster literally created the segment of SUV which we see today, having 50% market share. And way back in 2012, Renault was the first company to introduce the Duster. And my center here took a product which was Duster, which was already well known in the European market, and adapted to the Indian market conditions and the taste of the customer by doing 100 plus modifications. So then we went to a totally different league, from a task maker to a car maker. Okay. And then the iconic Renault Kwid came in 2015, which was truly made in India car, where right from concept till the launch, the team worked hand in hand with our corporate counterpart to conceive this car, right? So we were sort of stamped ourselves as having the full capability of car making. So this has been our journey from a task maker to a local car maker. Then the evolution happened in 2020, where looking at the potential of many more cars which were launched, I name a few of them, like Renault Kiger, Nissan Magnite, and Triber. And some of them are path-breaking segments, like Renault Triber was a completely revolutionary car with less than 4 meters, with 7-seater, for example. So it created a new segment in itself. And we are happy that we have been able to do such innovation in the Indian market, sitting right here in Chennai. Then we started working on global cars from 2020, and many of these cars are already on the roads in Europe. I give the example of Renault Scenic, which got the Car of the Year award in Europe in 2023. And we are very proudly associated with this car because our engineer worked with the Renault France team to conceive this car. And many more cars are in the pipe, which will be launched in 25-26 with the latest technology like electrified versions, battery operated cars, autonomous driving, connectivity, and a lot of services around the car, because the automotive industry is moving towards the full car experience within the car and also outside the car. For example, vehicle to home, vehicle to grid, etc., etc. So this has been our journey. So now we are a really global car maker, and our next vision is to become a full tech company, where we will have pole of competence, where the pole of competence will serve for the entire world, and we'll have Indian engineers as global experts. This is our vision. And I take a few examples, like we are the pole of competence for simulation, we are the pole of competence for after sales engineering, we are pole of competence for software validation and test. We have big teams. So our aim is to become a tech company. So we have moved up the value chain.
Correct.
From a pure cost arbitrage to full value provider.
So talking about developing into a full tech company, are you also collaborating with deep tech startups or the academia in India? And how are you dipping into the large talent pool that the country offers?
Very relevant question, because our existence in India is to tap the ecosystem of India. When you conceive a car, you have to work with your supplier partners. And you know, India is the third largest automotive market, and we have a big supplier ecosystems. It in itself brings a lot of innovation on the table. So we have a lot of tech shows in our campus where they showcase their technologies, and when we see something interesting, we co-create by partnering with our suppliers to put exciting features or services in our current cars and the cars to be launched in the future. So as you know that we have recently announced that we'll be launching 4 cars, 2 Renault, 2 Nissan in 2025-26 in the B and C SUV segment. And we have already launched our activities with our suppliers, and this is the mindset we are keeping to tap the ecosystem in India. Then the second ecosystem, which is very interesting, the startup, as you rightly said, we have tied up with the world's largest startup ecosystem, which is T-Hub, which is based in Hyderabad. And we have a memorandum of understanding between RNTBCI and T-Hub. The first collaboration happened last year, where we shortlisted 4 startups. Some of these startups worked on very advanced technologies like AI, and also data analysis, also some cognitive analysis. And we sponsored them And many of these POCs which we have done with the startups, at least 2 or 3 of them have a good chance to see it coming in the cars. So that's how we are working in startup. We have launched the second season of this journey this year, and already 800 applicants have signed for this collaboration. But of course, it will go through a selection process, idea generation process, and then we'll shortlist a bunch of 10 startups with whom we'll collaborate to create exciting features and services in the car. And the third axis is the universities. We have signed memorandum of understanding with 4-5 universities, to name a few: IIT Madras, VIT, Amrita University. There are 4 approaches with university. First is to make industry-led curricula, because as you know, the people coming from the universities are not industry ready. We are making industry-focused curriculum. For example, we are soon planning to launch a MTech program on smart mobility with VIT very soon. So the MTech holders who are coming out will have the knowledge of all the tech happening in automotive industry, and they will be able to contribute in our software development or technology development. And the other aspect is we give internships for these university students to come after 3rd year and have exciting projects where they get real industry experience, and they have a good chance to enter our company. And then research, where we involve some research students and doctorates on some real life use cases in order to come to a solution. So this is what we are doing currently in order to tap the full potential of India, in order to be an innovative company.
And Debashis is talking about tapping into full potential of the country, diversity and innovation. There's a direct correlation between the two. Study after study has shown that diverse teams, they are more productive and they produce better outcomes. Auto majors, in fact, in the country, they have taken the lead in building a gender inclusive workforce. How is that reflected in your organization?
It's really a very important question, because we believe in Renault Nissan Tech to be inclusive, to have an inclusive culture. And inclusivity means not only gender, but also other axes of inclusivity. On the gender diversity, our aim is we are today around 23% of gender diversity. We are not happy. We want to grow to 30% in 1 year and up to 40% in 2 years. This is in terms of the participation of women in our workforce. So for this, we have many levers. One lever is whenever we are hiring, we are making sure that 50% of the lateral hires are women. When we are taking fresh engineers from the colleges, we are applying a little bit higher percentage, sometimes going to all women colleges also, to have more intake of women. And then we have programs like Women in Leadership to coach, mentor middle-level women managers to become top-level leaders in the company. So we have mentorship program. We have a very exciting program called Back on Wheels. That means if the past women employees in Renault Nissan Tech has left due to maternity or some other personal reasons, we welcome them back into our organization, handhold them, because they took a break, so they need to be handheld for the initial period to ease into their professional life again. So this is Back on Wheels, which has become extremely popular, and we have been able to recover almost 25 such women in the past 1 year to join our organization. And then we are very conscious about the gender pay gaps, and we are very conscious that this gap is not there. And there are a host of other programs which we are doing. One notable program which we are doing is we are sponsoring an all-women award for the intercollegiate competition, which is called SAE Baha, which is an all-terrain vehicle where students come and they race together as a team, and then they win the competition, which is an ATV competition, all-terrain vehicle. So we are sponsoring from our center an all-women award. One university in Telangana has won it, and the award is they get cash recognition, but all the 20 members of that team will get paid internship in our center. And the first batch of those 20 women are joining in coming months. So these are all the examples by which we are fostering diversity. And you are right, it has a strong correlation of inclusive environment which fosters innovation and helps in not only innovation but also the revenue and the profitability of a company, as the statistics say.
Debashis, looking at the zoomed out view of the industry, there are nearly 60 auto GCCs in the country, and they obviously play a key role when it comes to innovation. How do you think the relationship with the headquarters is maturing for auto GCCs?
Very important aspect is to have a very close link with the headquarters, as you rightly said. And I'm first trying to go back a little on the perspective of any automotive headquarters about India. And from there, I will answer your question. So there is three ways in which a global company looks towards India. The first axis is the market of India, which is the third largest in the world, right? And the potential of India, because India is very competitive. So you have to be absolutely at the right level of competitiveness to price the car competitively. But at the same time, Indian customer is very demanding and they want exciting features in the car. And as I'm speaking to you, there is autonomous driving level 2 already in the streets of India. And not to mention the connectivity which they are asking in terms of infotainment, navigation, etc., etc. So it's a very matured market in some of the technologies, especially connectivity. So with this respect, there is a big intention by Renault and Nissan corporate to have India in their footprint to grow internationally and increase the revenue of the company. So that's where I was just mentioning that we have decided to launch 4 cars, 2 Renault, 2 Nissan in B and C SUV segment in 25-26, and right now we are working on that. But also these cars will be exported. So there is a potential of export. So that is where comes the second axis of importance of India, which is India as a manufacturing base and the competitiveness of India to be able to sell to export cars competitively. India as a destination for export comes into picture, and Renault Nissan is looking at India in that respect. And the third axis is the technology and the digital acceleration, where centers like RNTBCI or Renault Nissan Tech plays a very vital role. Today we are 10,000 plus workforce company. And our intention is to, in another 2 to 3 years, to reach 13,000 to 14,000 employees. So this is a big testimony that India is very important in the eyes of Renault Nissan corporate. 1 month back, our both CEOs came here and they met all the teams. And we are very energized to see both Uchida-san from Nissan and Luca De Meo from Renault coming all the way here. And you can see that many of our leaders have also taken global roles. Okay, and also we are an extended part of the corporate company. So we are one team working on KPIs, and we are one team, whether they are situated in France or Japan or India, we are one team conceiving the cars and its technologies. So this connection with corporate or headquarters is very strong and deep, and this is behind all the strategies which I've mentioned to you.
Looking forward, what are some of the challenges and opportunities therein also that you foresee for auto GCC especially?
I think we are in a stage where automotive industry is really transforming very fast. As I said, the customers are very demanding. Also, there is a big intention to improve the time to market. We can see our Chinese counterpart developing cars in 1.5 to 2 years. So you can see that there is a big revolution happening in terms of quicker time to market, because the faster you introduce the car, the more the revenue you can generate, because you can sell more cars. But also the shorter is the lead time, the lesser is the development cost, right? So the trend which is happening is how we can use digital tools, simulation tools, visualization tools in the digital phase of the program to accelerate the car development process. And that is where centers like Renault Nissan Tech is playing a major role, including the power of AI to use in our car development process to shorten the lead time of development. So that is one trend which is happening. The second trend which is happening is there is a lot of software going into the car. So software-driven vehicle is now a reality. It's now a reality. And this makes us to put exciting features in the cars, but also it extends the lifespan of the car because you are able to upgrade the car from the cloud with the latest features, or you can upgrade the features. So the customer need not come to the showroom, but over the air, the features or the on-demand features, as we say, can be done. So this is second trend which is happening, where again India as a country, which is huge ISIT potential, plays a very vital role in developing the software needed in the car. And the third aspect, which is the digitalization of the business, the digital acceleration of the business. Again, how to do faster and quicker is also not only in the development of the car, but the service, but all the functions like sales, marketing, supply chain, all have to also speed up, because it's all the functions working together in an orchestrated way by which the car can be launched faster. So that is where the centers like us with ISIT is playing the role in digital transformation for the business enterprise solutions. So these are some distinct trends which we can see. Another trend is the virtual twin. That means you make the virtual twin of the car, and that's where all the engineers like product engineering, process engineering can see the virtual reality of a real car in order to test the car for all the customer usages, prove out the car in the digital phase, and then you go for real physical implementation of the car. But this virtual twin can be on a shop floor, where you virtualize the shop floor environment in order to conceive the layout of the shop floor, or it could be the dealer network itself. So virtual twin or digital twin is the next trend, which it is not only in the art of car development, but also it could be a shop floor, it could be a dealer network. So that's where the technology trends are going. In the way to work, the trend is, as I said, it's one team approach. Teams are scattered all around the world. That means I have teams which are in Japan, which are in France, which are in North America, and the Indian team. They all work as one team in an agile manner with set of KPIs which are common. And then you need to have the mindset of working cross-culturally, across geographies to conceive a car. So that's where the latest trend is coming, where the engineer has to be culturally intelligent to work with a Japanese or a French. And companies like Renault Nissan Tech is very multicultural, where we have Japanese, French, and Indian working hand in hand with each other. So these are the trends in terms of the way we work to conceive a car, but also the technologies on the car. But of course, coming to the next part of your question about challenges, the challenges are multifold. With these new technologies coming in the car, we have to upskill and reskill our people. So it's a continuous process where you have to keep pace with the technological evolutions to upskill and reskill our people. And that's the number one priority which we have in the center, that how can continuously upgrade the skills of the people. And the second one is the people coming from the universities, how we can help university through collaboration to make them industry ready. And that's where each one of us have to jump in order to help them with internship or curricula to make them industry ready. Because if India is to grow as the GCC destination, as you said, for the automotive industry, the inflow of talent at the right level is also important. And last but not the least, I'm not saying it is a challenge, but a change in mindset, where this is what I want to inculcate in the center, that we were in the initial stage of GCC, you are a follower. You are told to do something and you do it. So you follow the instructions, right? Now we are having a transformation mindset with all the software and digitalization. But going forward, I want the culture in my company to be a leader mindset, an entrepreneurial mindset, a leader mindset, where looking at the potential of India, where we have so much of ISIT talent. As I said, AI, one of the biggest AI-ready population in terms of talent. I think India, as well as my center, can take a leadership role to take the lead in the technological and digital revolution which we are looking in the automotive industry. So that's a challenge which we have embarked on, how we can become the leader position.
Debashis, I have to ask you this question. Which is your favorite Renault Nissan car and why? And which is the one that you are most excited about in the offerings?
To be very frank with you, if I speak from my heart, it is the Duster. Because as I said, Duster created the the segment in itself in 2012, and today you have so many cars flooding this segment, and it is 50% of the market. And I'm proud that the Duster started this segment. So I would say this is my personal choice. Both from my heart and from my head, Duster is my choice.
Thank you so much, Debashis. Thank you for being in conversation with DT Insights.
Thank you, Anika.
Thank you.